Hello there guys and welcome back to the channel. Now we're back again with day 2 of Sinister Labs. Now this time we have different mastery setup and different team. We are running suicides this time. I have switched off my team. I'm still using Quake, Archangel, but this time we have Ghost, Red Hulk and Domino. Now we are going to be attempting this with no rerolls, no items, just kind of as we go. So for the first path I chose to go left, get the gated path out of the way. This one has Pilfer, Caltrops and Armor. Now Caltrops is quite annoying and I didn't want to really bring in Ghost here either, just because of that reverb damage. So what I decided to throw my Archangel, and the game plan here is going to be fairly simple. We're just simply not going to dash back if we are going to basically get in a bad position where we are pushing him 3 bars of power. So the point here is maybe not necessarily kill this Killmonger in one go, just because he has like a really annoying node combination, but basically just do as much damage as we can before he kills us, either via block damage or caltrops or anything else. So the plan here is fairly simple. Now I got a bit lucky here. He could have thrown his special 3 here while he was at 40%. He didn't, so we still got a bunch of neuros on him. He's at 16% before he decides to throw his level 3. So even though we did not win like this fight, we didn't come out alive, I'm not overly upset. We took away most of his health, and this is kind of like a tricky, annoying node combination. Now I'm just gonna take in Domino to finish this guy off. And if need be, Domino also has that 50% chance to shrug off the bleed whenever we get one applied on us, so that might be helpful. But for the most part, we're just gonna try and heavy attack him, parry heavy, see how much damage we can deal. So there he was throwing heavy attack. I didn't want to dash back, so I changed my level 1, like I countered his heavy with my level 1 sort of. And now I just have to finish him off. He's at 4%, not much left at all. Probably this combo should do it with the level 1. So Domino isn't too healthy, so the first fight definitely wasn't the easiest one to do. However, after checking the opponents that I have later on, I don't think I have any too difficult ones. So this guy once again has caltrops, physical critical resistance and minor aspect of death. Now since this guy has caltrops, even though he has critical resistance, I choose to bring in Ghost, just because I'm gonna be getting quite a lot of like furies and stuff like that. So even though I might not always be critting because of that 90% critical resistance, I still think overall I'm going to be doing like very good damage output, and this fight shouldn't be too hard. And besides, it's just Vision. It's not the hardest opponent to deal with. So as we can see here, that critical resistance thing is putting in quite a bit of work. Several of my crits, even like my technically guaranteed crits, are failing. I mean, those are the only ones that Ghost can have, but yeah, occasionally it does happen to shut it down, which is quite odd. However, another level 2 and the fight is over. So this was like super easy, quick fight for Ghost, just because we can utilize the caltrops, turn those bleeds into furies and gain a bunch of extra attack. Now we have Biohazard, Power Gain and Plague Mind X23. Whenever I see Power Gain 200%, those fights are typically quite horrible, and ideally if I can, I just bring in Quake, and that is exactly what we do here, because with Quake you don't have to worry about Power Gain like whatsoever. You just go in, do your thing. It doesn't matter whether it's 50% power gain, 100% power gain, 500% power gain. If you're not hitting them, they're not getting any power. You have nothing to worry about. And yeah, so this is fairly simple fight for Quake, nothing really disturbing her there. And once again, Quake shows why she is such an awesome champion. On top of everything, since X23 gains no power and is never being struck, we don't worry about her regeneration. Only thing we do need to worry about is kind of not messing up. Now here was a bit of a mistake. I didn't mean to throw that heavy attack, it just sort of happened. Luckily it didn't push her to a bar of power, so it's still good. And another set of aftershocks puts her on 9%, so we just need one more to finish this fight off. And yeah, there was again nothing overly kind of difficult for 4-star Quake here, especially because we're running suicides. I like Quake a lot more when I'm running suicides, just because her damage is amped by a lot. Now next we're gonna have to deal with Loki. And Loki really isn't the hardest opponent, so he has improved power gain, which only matters to like first bar power, aggression, fury, and what have you. So basically nothing too crazy. We're just gonna take in our Red Hulk because we have class advantage. We're gonna be dealing a lot of damage. We also get those extra charges on us because of Domino synergy. So we're starting out on 4, we're already on 5. And yeah, ideally we just want to push him to level 2 and dish out as much punishment as we can, as quickly as we can. So currently we are on 9 charges, doing a lot of damage. Unfortunately they're AE to level 1, however Loki's level 1 hits like a wet noodle, so we're still alive, we're still well and kicking. And the fight is almost over. We just need to bait out like another level 2 and then finish off the combo with our own level 2 and finish off the fight with some extra heal. So yeah, fairly easy fight, nothing kind of to stress about. Now moving on, and the final fight before the Abomination boss, we have Civil Warrior. Now it has Micro Reflect, Particle Protector, 200% power gain, and Clap Back. Now these are quite annoying nodes, there's nothing to add to them. Power gain 200%, Micro Reflect, damage back, and that fight would be just fairly annoying for everyone except Quake, obviously, because Quake doesn't worry about power gain, Micro Reflect, or any of that crap, so we just need to do whatever Quake normally does. And this fight is no different from a regular arena fight in this sense. We just need to make sure we don't get hit too much. We are at 79%, 78% health, so we are relatively healthy. We can take a smack or two if we have to, which, spoiler alert, we will in this video. But aside from that, we're just having like a good time chilling in the corner, awaiting Civil Warrior's attacks, ignoring that power gain he has, ignoring the Micro Reflect and everything else. He's already at 64%, and yeah, the fight is not hard at all. So Quake is turning out to be yet again like an MVP for this event, at least for me. She was super useful yesterday, she was even more useful today, so I'm definitely kind of like gonna be bringing her pretty much in every day, I think, aside other champions, because Quake answers just the stuff that many other champions can't. So it's super useful to have her on your side like at all times. And yeah, now he's at 28%. I think he's gonna catch me somewhere here with a couple of hits, but it's not the biggest deal. So he's at 16%. We're about to close out the fight. It wasn't that long at all, and yeah, we 2 hits. However, it's not the end of the world. We're still alive. He is about to drop dead, so winning. And then we will only have that Abomination to deal with. So yeah, last set of concussion charges, Civil Warrior goes down, easy peasy, barely an inconvenience. So now Abomination, let's check out what nodes he has on. So he has Sadist, Taunts, and Power Reserve, so the Taunts obviously. And the idea at first is, because obviously since it taunts, I can take in Quake and I could take him like down all the way, more than likely if I don't mess up. But I want to soften him up before I do that, because I do not like really want to re-roll these buffs. So first I'm just gonna take in Red Hulk and see how much damage I can do before taunts kill me, which, spoiler alert, is like not a lot, I suppose, because I had forgotten how painful taunts can be, especially when you're fighting an uphill battle. But be that as it may, we did some damage. We're gonna take in Ghost, we're gonna throw the Ghost at him as well, see how much we can do there. So here, yeah, we drop dead down quite quickly. 13 hits is all we managed to do, with like 78% health that we had. And yeah, so we're gonna take in Ghost now. I was thinking, should I or should I not, or maybe I should try and re-roll, but nah, let's just take in Ghost and see how much damage you can do. So here we go again. Unfortunately he decided to dash back, so I couldn't phase, so I had to parry him. And yeah, basically we're just gonna try and see how many hits we can land without like crits. Ideally get to like level 2 and drop that, and at least even if the first hit like connects, that's gonna do decent amount of damage. So there we go, we even managed to kind of have 2 hits of the level 2 connect, so we did a fair amount. He's at 9k health, not that much left though. I figured that it is perfect time to bring in Quake and finish this fight out. And that is exactly what we're gonna do. So for Quake, obviously Torrent's node or anything else that this guy has doesn't really matter. We just need to basically not get hit, which once again, I'm being fairly sloppy with Quake today. He's gonna tag me a couple of times, leaves me at 5%, so this is gonna be a close finish, because after Quake, I only have like nearly the Domino left, so if I mess this fight out, I wouldn't be able to finish it. So this is pretty much kind of like a photo finish here. So we're at 5%, slowly taking away suicides, but he's on 2% now and we're about to finish it out. So there we go. We cleared the first path in our first try with no items, no rerolls, and then we're gonna get to the second path. But I definitely must say that I am enjoying this event. I know the rewards could always be better and all that, but as far as it goes to just enjoying the content, I love this event. It's awesome. I definitely think it's fun and interesting and challenging, and I like it. But anyway, so first fight is Luke Cage with Slumber, Masochism and Force of Will. So that is very interesting and cheeky combination, just because Masochism is gonna eat away that Slumber stun and Slumber power lock. So we're basically gonna have to fight a really buffed up Luke Cage with like no upside there. So this is one of those like super cheeky node combinations. And yeah, so we just have to do our best not to let that Luke Cage ever like touch us at all whatsoever. So we brought in Ghost, because Ghost is really good for getting openings against opponents without having a need to intercept or parry, just because of her phasing. So far so good. We're about to drop our second level 2. He's already at only 33% health, hasn't really done any damage to us, so that's perfect. Now I don't have like hood synergy, so I'm not even really bothering to phase the recoil, obviously, because I can't, but it's just 5% health, we can deal with it. The quest is not that long. So 34 hits, Luke Cage goes down, not a problem for Ghost, because obviously she's amazing. So now we have to move on to the next fight, which is Medusa, and I think she is going to have some really annoying nodes over there. So let's check out what she has. She has Slash Tires, Taunts, and Clap Back. So that is one of those fun node combinations. And Slash Tires is much worse to deal with than Caltrops is as well, just because it's like direct instant damage. But once again, luckily we have Quake, so Quake can bypass Taunts and Slash Tires. Now the only difference what we're going to be doing now is we can't dash back, which means we need to parry all of the attacks, or if she throws heavy attack, we need to evade it with like a double heavy. But aside from that, it's business as usual for Quake. We just need to change from our parry dexterity technique, which is harder to do anyways, to parry and heavy and parry technique. So yeah, that is fairly simple there, nothing much to worry about, just need to make sure we don't get hit. But once again, parry heavy technique is much easier, and it's working out perfectly to counter Taunts and Slash Tires. So it's only like a matter of time now before Medusa goes down. Now we are taking a bit of block damage, however it's nothing too major, so long as we manage to land our parries and not actually get hit and block too much, we're gonna be fine. And at 63% health, she's at 43%, so we are winning this tug of war, I suppose, I don't know, health battle against Medusa. And she's slowly but surely dipping down. We're at 60, she's at 22, 18, 14 now, and we likely only have like one more set of aftershocks to do and the fight should be over. So even though these nodes are like nasty, I definitely enjoy kind of being able to get past them. So I guess that's part of the fun in it for me. And yeah, Medusa goes down. So now next opponent is Captain America. So this shouldn't be hard. So he has Stupefied, Dash Vulnerability, Buff Duration. So he basically has nothing, and I have super increased damage. Now, Dash Vulnerability is pretty much like Quake's best friend, just because she deals so much more damage on Dash Vulnerability nodes. I don't even know whether it's supposed to work like that, but it does. And now we can see even charging heavy attack does 900 per tick, and now when they expire it's like 14k I believe per tick. Jesus, that's like 2 sets of aftershocks and the fight is going to be over. So yeah, whenever you see Dash Vulnerability, Quake is definitely having an absolutely fantastic time doing her stuff, just because you get so much extra damage. And now let's check out what we have on this Spider-Man black suit. So I have dash, vulnerability, aspect of war, and aggression, regeneration. So now to kind of save my Quake, I figured I'm going to bring in Archangel, just because Archangel should be able to deal absolutely insane damage as well and be relatively good against aspect of war. Our tactic here is going to be fairly simple. So we place 3 bleeds on him, so we will want to get several poisons on him. So we're going to parry him a couple of times before we throw our next heavy attack, just to make sure we can land more neurotoxins with initial heavy, and he goes down super quickly. So that was like 9-hit fight. And yeah, again, thanks to dash vulnerability, we didn't even have to deal with that aspect of war. So we have Vulture and the boss left. So Vulture has Clapback, Hurt Locker, Burden of Might. So again, nothing too tragic. This second run was definitely fairly good to me. The RNG wasn't too bad. I mean, the first 2 fights against Medusa and Luke Cage were tricky. Now the rest of them were like relatively easy. And we're going to be bringing in Ghost for this fight. Just because I think Ghost can do like a good amount of damage fairly easily. Not to be too worried about the Burden of Might, just because we don't dex. Means we don't really get that many buffs on us, and if we do, it's the cruelties, and those cruelties last for a good amount of time, so we can kind of like forget about Burden of Might for most part. Now I will make a small brain spasm moment in this fight after I get to throw my level 1, because that Hurt Locker is annoying. So basically we need to alternate in between what special attacks we throw. So we start off with level 2. Basically now I need to throw level 1, and my idea was I'm just going to chain it in my combo. I'm not worried about the crits or anything. I just want to throw it in order for me to be able to shoot level 2 later on. And then I forgot that I can't phase after level 1 just because I never use it. And yeah, so we got smacked in the face because we were careless. But aside from that, the fight's going just fine. Dropped our level 2, the fight's about to be over, nothing to worry about. It's just, yeah, Ghost level 1, I swear to God, if I don't finish the fight with Ghost level 1, I always somehow end up getting hit because of it, because it kind of takes you out of the rhythm. But yeah, anyway, so final boss, Ghost, Caltrops, Freezer Burn, and Armor. So what do we do when we have to deal with somebody on Caltrops and Freezer Burn, and that somebody is Ghost? We take in our own Ghost, because we're going to be gaining a load of extra Furies via Caltrops, via Freezer Burns. Our damage output is going to go just crazy, and even a 4-star Ghost is going to hit insanely hard. So basically just need to drop our level 2, which I do mess up here, and that is going to make my life a bit more complicated. Luckily I did manage to parry in time, so we kind of saved ourselves. But yeah, so we just need to make sure that we utilize the extra Furies that we get, and we deal as much damage as quickly as we can. But yeah, that is going to be all for my adventures in the labs on day 2. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, hit that like button, hit that sub button, hit all the buttons, and I'm going to see you guys soon. Laters.